Hey, 1st through 4th grade leaders, we have a super exciting weekend coming up this Sunday. We have baptism coming up in between our first and second service. We have at least four kiddos getting baptized, so that's going to change up the way we do things a little bit. We are going to make sure that we can take the kids out to watch the baptism, and then we will bring them back in and let the parents check them out. But I want the kiddos to be able to see the baptisms, and I think Jackie actually might let them out so the parents can come pick up the kids. But we're going to need some help getting all that maneuvered, so please show up and get over as soon as you can. All right, we're continuing the big idea of patience. Patience is waiting until later for what you want now. We're going to be diving into Exodus chapter 32, verses 1 through 35, where we find that the Israelites were at the foot of Mount Sinai. And instead of obeying God and waiting for Moses to come down the mountain, they decided the entire Israel of nation grew impatient, and decided to build a golden calf and began to worship it instead of worshiping God. And their lack of patience resulted in severe consequences. Our bottom line this week is when you think you can't wait, think about what's true. This is going to be a great opportunity for us to talk to our kiddos about that. It's easier to remember all the times that God has helped us and remember those times when we feel like we can't wait. All right, when the kiddos arrive, everybody's going to do the same activity. It's called limbo game. So I'm going to have a limbo stick, which is a pool noodle in your small group area. You're going to play that with the kids as they arrive. Then promptly 5 minutes after service begins, we'll go to large group. We'll do games and do our Bible story and then come back. We'll do an icebreaker immediately following large group. This is super important for you to introduce yourself, welcome those new kiddos, because we are seeing lots and lots of new families. So make sure you introduce yourself and really make those new kids feel welcomed. All right, for activity number 1, we're splitting it out a little bit. 1st through 3rd grade, your activity is called Remind Me of You. You are going to have containers of Play-Doh in your center area. You're going to hand each kiddo a container. They're going to be molding an image that reminds them of God. So you might need to prompt them, such as a cross, a Bible, a star, something like that. As they're sculpting their images, you need to ask them some specific questions that are listed on the guide notes. Then you're going to end it at letting the kids show each other what their sculpture is, see if the kids can guess, and then they can tell it, but why they did that specific sculpture and what it means to them. For our 4th graders, your activity is just going to be a little bit different. It's called Trunk or Truth. You will have 2 chairs set up or construction paper. One's a true and one's a false. You are going to make 2 teams. What your kiddos are going to do you're going to ask them some questions. You'll have a sheet that looks just like this in your toolkit, and they'll ask them the questions, and they have to hop. That's the only way to get to their chairs. Hop over and see if it's true or false. The first person to the chair gets the point for that team. Then you'll go through that all, and then you're going to have some specific questions and some opportunities to share your personal story with the kiddos. Okay, for activity number 2, for 1st through 3rd grade, it's called Don't Forget What's True. Each small group will have a baggie that looks like this. You will divide up the kids 2 to 3 per baggie. And the baggie is cut up from the picture that looks like this. What you're going to do is have the kids group up and then work together to put this puzzle together. Once they get the puzzle put together, they need to describe what's actually happening in the picture. There are also 6 hidden pictures in this that they need to find, hidden elements that they need to find. And then you're going to walk them through just reviewing this story and making sure that there's some situations you get to question them about so that they can apply this to their everyday life. For our 4th graders, you guys are going to do discussion questions. There's about 4 or 5 discussion questions because I think this is a great opportunity for our 4th graders to really talk about truth. They have access to tons of stuff, social media, YouTube, Google, and not everything they read is true, and they need to understand that the truth is always found in the Bible. All right, don't forget huddle up at 8:35 for first service, a little bit earlier than 10:10 for second service, so that we can make sure that you can get over there and we can get these kids out for the baptism, because we don't want to miss celebrating our kids that are now following Jesus. All right, hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you in huddle up time.